Howdy YouTube, and welcome to this episode of the Gunman. So this video here is a review and demonstration on the Raptor Tintable bed liner. It's actually a pretty cool product, and if you hang around for the rest of this video, we'll have a good look at how it works and the kind of finishes that you can get with it. So I actually made this video quite some time ago, but I never got around to doing the editing. I'm just finally getting around to doing it now. There's a few things worth keeping in mind now. The prep work can be relatively rough, so you can actually finish your prep work off with even 80 grit if you like, because the material is so thick it's going to do a lot of filling work. So this instance here, I decided to use a mid to light grey non-sanding primer. It's going to do a couple of things. It's going to seal down all the bare metal, and it's also going to act as a bit of a ground color, so like a bit of a ground coat color. If I was to go straight over the top of that bare metal, it would probably stick. It would actually get adhesion if I was to go straight over it with the Tintable Raptor, but it probably wouldn't get covered because you're only putting 10% color in with the Tintable Raptor. So have a look at me when I'm mixing up this color now. This Raptor liner, this one here actually came with a gun, which I thought was pretty handy and pretty cool. So brand new gun, comes with a nozzle, put on the front. Whack an air fitting on and off you go. This is a 2-pack product, so you're obviously going to have to make sure you clean this gun out. It said to put no more than 10% colour in. So 3:1 is the mixture of the Raptor liner with the hardener, and then I'm guessing 10% on top. So I'm going to put 100 mils of colour in. I've actually got one here that I already did. I've already put the colour in there. I'm going to bring 3 in. I think that should be enough. If I do need to come out and grab another one, I will though. So what I'm going to do here is just make sure they actually left enough room in there for you to put your 100 mils of colour and your 250 mils of hardener, because I don't know if they did. Because as it says on the can, fill, shake and shoot, but if you fill it with that and an extra 10% colour, you could be overfilling. So we'll quickly soon find out though. Yeah, I think that's going to overflow it. Yeah, that'll be good enough. It'll be nice and full, but it'll work. Make it work. So it actually also said that you can thin it down. I think it was 30%, up to 30% maybe, but if you do decide you wanted to thin it down a bit, just read the instructions. When all else fails, read the instructions. Give it a really good shake up. Want to make sure that hardener and colour's all the way through there. That's the one I'd already put my colour in. All I did though was simply colour unthinned. There's my stirring stick. Make sure it's all stirred up there. So that's a litre, so 10% of a litre is 100 mils obviously, isn't it? That's not rocket science. 100 mils into there. It's our 10%, and then we'll just fill it just about to the top with this. Shake and shoot. So this is my first time actually using the Tintable stuff, and I really don't know how well it's going to cover, because there's only, like, out of all of that, only 10% of it is actual this colour, and I'm not sure how the sort of creamy white that it already is actually covers. So you can see the colour difference from that to that. It isn't quite 100%, it's got this sort of like milky colour to it, but it's pretty close. Pretty close. You can see what it's like originally, just sort of like this creamy colour.
Yeah, see, that's not getting awesome coverage. I'm really glad I did use that when I'm wet. That doesn't cover for shit. I'm not surprised. Alright, I'm just gonna jump up in there.
So as far as the application goes, it really is pretty straightforward. As you see, just point and shoot, plug the gun in, point and shoot. I didn't actually adjust any air pressures or anything. Now, the spray booth from memory was set at about 60 psi. We've got a regulator on the wall of the spray booth, on the outside of the spray booth, and we've got that set to 60 psi, and then whatever that ends up as at the gun is just what I use. So I didn't actually use the cheater valve to choke it down at all, and I would imagine most cases you'd just be using whatever you've got at your airline. And that should be fine as far as pressure goes, and there is no other settings on this gun here, so it's just point and shoot, pretty straightforward. So I was going to do a bit of editing down on this video, but I thought, you know what, if you don't want to watch the rest of the application for this, well, you don't have to. You can skip up to the 18 minutes and 27 seconds mark, and I'll go through closing thoughts on the product, a good look at how the job came out, and then also a bit of a look at how this entire respray came out. So I think some may have already seen that, because I did upload some raw footage of myself clearing this job here on my raw channel, but those who haven't may want to have a look at how this job came up. So I hope you guys do hang around and watch me spraying this. Otherwise, as I said, skip up to the 18 minutes and 27 second mark, and I'll see you there. was ideal. Just 3 cans is all I needed, and I'm really glad I put that primer down, because it didn't really cover very well. You may have noticed at the start when I did that, you can see there, that was like pretty wet and it still didn't quite cover. So yeah, if you are to do something like this, I would recommend putting some kind of a primer down, or if it's like a red that really isn't going to cover like at all, maybe actually just put a coat of red down first and then put your tinted Raptor liner down. But I'm pretty happy with that. Like, there is a few little edges hit, like you can see where I stopped here and then did a little bit, and it's just kind of touch dry, but honestly for what it is, I think it's perfect. Like, it's a really durable liner. I've done, yeah, as I said at the start of this video, I've done a couple of other videos on this Raptor liner, and it's amazing stuff. So yeah, check that video out if you like. Hope you enjoyed this one, and until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Gunman out. I've spotted one spot of silicon here, just right down there. I'll dab that in, but I'm gonna give this like a good, I want to give it half hour. Sometimes when you hit bake on this booth, it like stuff lands from the roof, so I want to let that flash right off before I hit bake. Not in any hurry on something like this. Not in a hurry to do it again either, just because I was trying to rush it. But that's nice and glassy. A little bit of a high spot there. Yeah, there's a few chips here and there, but as I said, I spent the best part of 5 days on this car already just to get it here, and I could have easily spent another 5 and it still wouldn't be perfect. That's the thing. It is just a respray that I'm quite proud of. Actually, I'm really happy with that. And hey, why wouldn't you be? What is there not to be happy with about that, really? Like, hey, I pointed out a few imperfections in it, but at the end of the day, it's just a respray. I'll give this another bit of a walk around. Lovely. Rightio YouTube, so this is a good look at the entire job once it's fully finished. So that's got the bed liner down, full respray on this old HQ. I was pretty happy. I was actually really wrapped with how this came out. It's not perfect, like you can see a few sort of dry spray marks, but honestly, man, it looks really good. It's something that I would do if I had an old ute with a bit of a banged up old tray, and probably I would even do it if I had a brand new ute to protect it, because this stuff is absolutely amazing as far as protection goes. I do actually highly recommend going and checking out another video that I've done. I put this stuff right through its paces, and yeah, probably a bit more of an in-depth review on Raptor liner itself. I think I'll put a link in this video. Until next time, get out there and paint some shit. Thanks for watching. This has been another Gunman production. Goodbye.